Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. In this resistance video, sponsored by contribution from Sue, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. I just got done listening to Angela's story. Angela, she's talking about the Duncan Rounds case, the societal narcissism, prosecuting the innocent to protect the guilty. The daycare owner was falsely accused of sexual assault. I just got done listening to Angela's story. It reminded me when I was in the 4th grade. The teacher I had wasn't very good, and I do believe she hated me. Granted, I did talk too much to the other kids around me, and I was terrible at putting my name on assignments, so even though I did the work and turned it in, it was never counted. My parents went to my parents went to parent-teacher meeting, and my teacher would tell them I'm a free spirit, like it's a bad thing. She told them I never turn in any of my work. I did, but I most likely didn't put my name on it, and it probably ended up in the garbage. That was my fault. I had a 3rd grade teacher, Miss Hickey, who did the same fucking thing, and you would do assignment after assignment. She was just losing people's shit. I think she just threw stuff out, you know. So this is something I directly went through. Mind you, I hated school. They couldn't get me to focus because, you know, the teaching was horrendous. She told my parents I was a problem child and needed punishment. She suggested they spank me every night until I change my behavior and do as I'm supposed to. At least that's what my parents told me. I kind of believe it because I remember that parent-teacher conference. I was there for part of it, and I was told by my teacher that she needed to speak to my parents alone and sent me to wait outside. My parents grabbed the ping pong paddle and started the spanking ritual that night. I was told even if I came home, did my work, showed them to prove it, and they thought I was trying to do better, they still needed to spank me because even if I'm being good, I'm still bad and need punishment for what I do that's bad. Even if they can't tell what I did, there's always something. And I'll say this. I put it at 50-50 whether the teacher actually said that to your parents. Not even. 80-20. 80-20. You don't know what the teacher wanted to talk to your parents about. And I would be shocked a teacher would give that type of advice. And not only give that type of advice, then your parents are going to follow through on it? No. See, the narcissist always because the narcissist wants the approval of other people in their life. They're going to put the opinion, they'll make you think the opinion of people outside validates their shitty behavior because they told them to do it. That's where, like, everybody thinks this, everybody says that, everybody told me this, people are saying that. That's where it all comes from. It's giving validation from the outside for their shitty behavior. Because that's what they validate. They validate personally other people's behavior. And because of that, because we know they validate other people's opinion more than ours. The fact that somebody is now negatively who they respect, so that kind of solidifies it in your mind. I was crying even before the spanking, begging and pleading as I bare my bum and asking why. My mom would say, "I don't know, only you know, change it and we can stop." After a month or so, I stopped being scared and stopped crying. I would just take my punishment and go to bed. They started hitting me way harder. That didn't last. When I was in pain for days because I had bruises on my bum, I decided enough was enough. They said it was time for my spanking, and I said no and ran outside. I was out in the middle of the road backing away from them. They were telling me to come back inside. I was crying and yelling no. This is sadism. They're getting some kind of sexual thrill out of this. You have no reason to hit me. They told me they wouldn't do it anymore, so I came a little closer and talked them outside until I was sure they wouldn't do it anymore. They kept their word and never hit me again because you were about to publicly expose them. See, running out, you don't understand the power you had of running out in the middle of the street where they couldn't control the narrative. If that's all it took to get it to stop, then I guarantee you that teacher never told them that. No way. No way. No way. No way. They did it because they wanted to do it. I realize now that it's only because they were afraid of me exposing them that they knew saying her teacher told us wasn't an excuse. Okay, good. Perfect. As soon as you saw it, well, I thought you had this teacher telling you, so then why are you upset I'm in the middle of the street? Oh, well, this is why. Because the teacher, obviously, it never happened. That's the example of why my teacher wasn't a good teacher, but what came along next was troubling to me. I still don't know what to think of it. My mom decided that she was going to go to school with me and observe for a while. She's gathering anything she can use against you. This is her setting you up for her next supply. She got to know the kids in my class and their parents. Next thing you know, she's got written testimonies from all the parents claiming that the teacher is physically abusing the kids. Yep. Kids in my class had told my mom that the teacher dragged me across the room by my hair, kicking and screaming. I told my mom they were lying and it never happened, and she told me I must have suffered head trauma, causing memory loss because everyone else says it did. She used that to get a restraining order against my teacher, and she couldn't teach the rest of the school year. Jesus. My mom was trying to get that teacher fired. As much as I didn't like that teacher, I knew everything happening to her was based on lies, and I was powerless. I didn't know what to do. I didn't think she was fit to be a teacher. I thought she was a monster, but she wasn't the monster she was painting out as. And listen, you're a kid at this point. Most kids don't like their teachers. Most kids think their teachers are monsters for whatever reason. Maybe they're bad teachers. Okay, but not this. This is how it happens. I mean, this is the same behavior that leads to parental alienation and getting fathers locked up for bogus domestic violence claims and the whole lot. It's the same thing. False accusations are false accusations. And it's false accusations from the narcissistic mother, whether it's on you or other people. And what she probably figured out when you ran out in the street that day is, no, you're a problem. Sue's a problem. She's going to expose it too quickly. So she can't be the main target. So I'll use Sue as a pawn to get my supply on the teachers now. Your mother had to search for supplies somewhere. In the end, she had a lawyer husband that scared all the other parents away from it. They recanted their statements they had given my mom and stopped talking to her. Oh, like probably because your mother was putting words in their mouth. Probably like how your mother put words in your teacher's mouth in order to beat you for a month straight. The teacher was able to continue teaching the next school year, and my parents were told I couldn't go back to that school. So in the end, it worked out. Yeah, but you're a pariah because of your parents, and you're kicked out of school. And you're kicked out of school. She didn't lose her job for something that didn't happen. I personally think she should have lost her job for being a mean teacher because she convinced my parents to hurt me. But not like that. Not under false accusations. No, Sue, she didn't. She didn't. She didn't convince your parents to hurt you. She didn't. She didn't. Your mother made it all up. Your mother makes it all up. If she's gonna make up this against her, what makes you think she didn't make it up against you when she said the teacher said this? Your mother has a history here. Your mother's showing you she has the ability to make false statements on the behalf of other people. Your mother made it all up. Your mother made it all up. See, you're feeling better. This was the first time I witnessed my mom's ability to manipulate a whole bunch of people. And the kids that said the teacher dragged me by my hair. They told me they lied to her because it's what she wanted to hear. But I still don't understand why they would make up such a story. Because they're kids and she's an adult. And based on how she's presented to them by their own parents, they don't understand. Kids don't understand. They're kids. And they might not like the teacher, so because they're kids and they don't like the amount of homework that she's given or whatever, they'll still go along with it because they're kids. That's what kids do. Even though I didn't like that teacher, I still feel bad for what she went through. I know it's not my fault, but it all started because of me. I refused to take a beating, leading to my parents trying to stay away from any exposure on themselves, and to do that, they set out to expose the teacher. Yeah, because look, Sue, they had to get rid of the teacher because they didn't want you going back and saying something to the teacher that the teacher didn't say. So then the teacher's going to know, wait a minute, you've been getting beaten at home because your mother told you, I told you to do it? That's why they're trying to bury the evidence. That's all that's going on here. They were trying to bury the evidence of their abuse. That's what your mother was doing here with the teacher. She lied about her to beat you. You didn't take it. You ran out in the middle of the street and they saw their exposure right there. And they're like, oh shit, we got to make her go away. And how does the narcissist do that? By creating a fucking chaos ruckus. By fucking starting a shitstorm. That's what she did here. The teacher was innocent of all of it. All of it. You may not have liked her. She might not have been a great teacher, but she didn't tell your mother to do any of this. And this is why it happened. This is why your mother tried to get rid of her. Because she was afraid if you're going to run out in the middle of the street, then what's going to stop you from running back and saying something to the teacher? Terrified, so they had to get rid of her. I stopped making friends and talking to classmates until high school after that. I had a couple friends, but I wasn't the social butterfly I once was. If I could be invisible, mind my business, and just do my work, no one else would get roped into something like that. Thank you for all you do, Ollie. Best wishes for you and Charlene. Sue. Sue, it's very, very, very sad that you still don't like. I'm glad you wrote this to me so I can at least give you this perspective. Because if you think that teacher told your mother this, she didn't. Your teacher was a victim of your mother, and so were you the entire time, because your mother was doing nothing here but trying to bury the evidence. She was trying to get rid of the evidence, and that's what your narcissistic mother did. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your contribution and story, Sue. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance.